Go for it.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds?
I love hearing that music. We are back live in studio with What's the Odds? Yes, it's June 23rd, 2021. Packed show today, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Father's Day, John Rahm, U.S. Open news. We've got the big match between Court McCowan and I. Bo knows cock. The Suns and the Clippers. Bo does know cock, dude. We just talking about what are we going to talk about the Carl Nassib thing, and it's of course we're going to talk about it. But then you guys, I don't remember what said, but like, Bo Jackson commented on it. I'm like,
naturally,
oh,
if you
boy.
talk about anything Raiders, you got to ask Bo first.
Is this really just Raider related, or is this like? I mean, I was not expecting a good response from Bo. When you initially said it,
you thought it was going to be old school, baby.
Yeah, like not on my team kind of shit. That's honestly what I thought. But then when we looked it up, we were like, oh, shit.
It's very supportive.
Bo knows cock.
Yeah.
Bo knows cock, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what's important. It's the show, What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. It is June 23rd. I've said that already, but we are with Brenton Biddlecombe, Lucas Hurl, and later to be joined via phone by Court McCowan to recap our matchup at Brookside Golf Course last Thursday. It was a doozy. A lot of people in La Jolla this weekend were asking, how did it go? How did it go? Court's spilling the beans. I told him not to do it until we did it on the podcast.
It's interesting he's not here, so that gives me hope that maybe you held your own.
Well, he's in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So he wouldn't have been here, been able to come either way.
Did he fly private?
I'm not going to tell you if that was the payoff.
Did you just...
No, I don't know.
You bought
I'm
him
not
a private...
No. I will say this, okay? It was a fun matchup. There were highlights and lowlights from both of us. So that's all I will say for right now. But we will start with the professionals.
Okay.
This weekend, I want to say thank you. As you could tell by my voice, it's not great. I did 5 sold-out shows. They're at capacity now in La Jolla. They just kept adding, and people kept coming. So 5 shows this past weekend. At the La Jolla Comedy Store, one of my favorite places in the world to perform. The condo was beautiful. It just it like refreshes you. You know that. We were last time I was down there was with you guys. Valentine's Day weekend, 2019.
Right before the world shut down.
Right before we gave everyone coronavirus down there, probably. But yeah, it was amazing. It was good to see everyone. People were doing well. It was nice to be indoors in a packed crowd. And but yeah, of course, I had a little bit of fun time myself. I played in a lovely golf outing with Court and my buddy Matthew Adams from Callaway Golf and his friend Pat. We went to this awesome course called The Farms in San Diego. It's like where probably like Phil Mickelson and the rich Illuminati of San Diego live. The people that like don't want to see trash at all under any circumstances.
Like Tucker Carlson?
Yes, very much so.
He's from there.
Tucker Carlson says hello to Mitt Romney down the block, who says hello to Phil Mickelson, and they all pass around their inside trader stock tips, so that they can all continue along that path. They have to. So this place is fucking legit. The course was beautiful. Lunch was great, and then they even let me and Court after, because we didn't tee off till 1:40, shower in the men's locker room there.
What was that like?
It's these places have all they have all the toiletries out for you and everything like that, and but it's like locker room shit. You're seeing old men sitting in a hot tub.
But was it what you wanted it to be? Because he was very excited last week. That was going to be the highlight. Like, that was the thing you were most excited about.
Showering
going down there. Getting to use the shower.
We were surprised we were allowed to use it.
You're a commoner going into this lavish place,
The
and they're
one
going to
thing
let you wet your feet.
when you do, it was sort of labyrinth style where they had rows and rows of lockers. You know, the floor's all carpeted. Even the bench you sit down is carpeted so that, you know, your ass doesn't fucking, you know, everything's carpeted. Everything's like, yeah.
Ew,
I know.
that's gross.
I know.
Sit down on wet carpet.
Kind of. And so, and it's not your, like, everyone's locker has their name on it. So you're just sitting down on, like, where fucking, you know, Jimbo Slice normally drops his nuts when he fucking puts his shoes on and all. You know what I'm saying? So I felt a little bit strange. It wasn't as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. Maybe if I was a member there, I'm sure it would be much more, I'd be like, oh, I know it. Because I came out of the shower at one point, made a left turn, and next thing I know, I'm in the men's bar area with a towel wrapped around myself, you know, in the wrong spot. So you know, a couple wrong turns and you're in the fucking lobby. So that's the deal with that. But we thanked them for letting us use. We saved a lot of time that way, and then we went and did the shows. But then Friday night, my buddy Kessler, who is Patrick Reed's caddy, he came to drop off some tickets for Saturday. So Saturday, Court and I got to go to the U.S. Open, and we got there around 10:30, and we got a fucking great parking pass because that's like the key. You don't want to have to go in and out because parking, nightmare, and, you know, Ubers, all that shit. You get this pass, you get to park where the caddies park, boom, primo. So it's right up close on the North Course. We parked right there. We're inside at around 10:30. We followed Patrick Reed's group around. We followed, it was Patrick Reed and Sergio Garcia together the whole time, that round. So we followed them for like 6 or 7 holes, and then we went off and we just went around the back and saw, like, it's amazing to see, like, someone teeing off and then hang gliders just on top of them, literally just flying above them all over the course, just left and right, hang gliders, because that's where they do. You know.
Yeah, but they didn't stop the hang gliding for that weekend.
No, you can't stop hang gliding.
That's not a distraction to the golfer's delicate concentration.
I would think it would be, because considering the fact that, you know, we were walking around and at some point, like, you know, there'd be a green where people, like, you know, Patrick was putting and then like guy was walking in the path behind him, and all of a sudden, like, Kessler just puts his hands up, like, you in the back, can you stop walking right there? And the guy just stops and like looks and realizes that he's like the only person, so you gotta like stop. But yeah, the hang gliders going over, not a problem whatsoever. But that's how it is, man. Stuff on the ground, maybe noises.
Could they get hit by a ball too?
I would hope so.
Hypothetically,
They
like,
are
if you were
very
10
close to
strokes
the
back, that'd be the new fun thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit one of these dudes
I'm just gonna rifle
on
one
television.
out. Just pretend it was a shank, throw my hand off, and just see what happens.
Fuck taking a
Because
bird
they
out.
are in like these stupid, they look like sleeping bags. They like hang glide, and it looks like they're just like in coffins, like hang gliding like this. So I guess it's maybe you land, but like, yes, I would love to hit them with a golf ball. That'd be so much, especially if you were 10 down or completely out of it.
Yeah.
It was a hard course. It was long. It was beast-like. The Festool, the Kikuya, it was like, well, it was Poana rough, so it comes up with like these buds and shit, and it like, you know, it's the kind of grass where you're walking and like it almost pulls on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking sticky, dude. Sticky, bro. And you can't find a ball in it. It was nuts. And where we walk, it's all patted down, but where they hit the ball sometimes into it, nuts. And watching them tee off was incredible. Like getting to see these guys fucking launch it. I watched Bryson tee off on Saturday. I had all this. I put a video up on my Instagram, but yeah, it was fucking amazing. We raided the merchandise tent on the way out. And
What'd you get?
T-shirts, you know, shit like that. A couple golf shirts, and then inside the tent we see Ian Poulter, golfer from England, in there trying shit on, just like with 1,000
Why
other people.
not?
Yeah, just trying shit on. You know, fucking. This goes.
I never thought golfers were like men of the people either.
You know, and especially Ian Poulter, but he is a funny guy. Because you would think he's just a British snotty fucking cunt, but he's not. He's like a man of the people. He was out with us trying shit on. Like I didn't even try shit on. I go, well, who tries shit on? Like, are you a small, medium, or large? Like, or extra large? What are you? And so he was like over his clothes, putting on like other golf shirts. Over the golf shirt he just wore in the fucking round. Where, by the way, I think he shot 4 under, one of the highest rounds that Saturday. So he like literally finished, went inside, dropped his shit off, had some lunch, and then go raided the golf merchandise tent, just like me and Court.
That's power, though. That's where you want to get. You want to aspire to be the guy who they allow to try stuff on rather than just, no, you're a fucking medium. Go, next.
People were trying. I mean, other people were doing stuff on, but I go, well, why would you do that? First of all, I don't know. I'm all sweaty. I'm not going to put on clothes that I might not buy.
So you don't do that in a dressing room where you put it on over your existing clothes?
I honestly cannot tell you the last time I tried something on in a dressing room.
Really? You don't
What
go in
are
there?
you? What do you not know what you are?
Yeah, but you look different in different clothes. It looks different from your, eye from when it's on you.
I would think that if I don't even know what would be so important that I would want to do that for. I think everything just comes on. I try it on at home because then I can just cry or do whatever.
Like Brenton's wedding suit?
What do you mean?
Are you going to try it on before you go to his wedding?
I'm not wearing a suit.
Oh, you're not wearing a suit?
I'm wearing a bathing suit, which I should try on first because I probably
Business casual, Steve.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't even remember the last time I went like shopping in a store. I don't think I try any. I can't remember the last time I tried something on. You try stuff on?
I try stuff
all the time.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the dressing room.
Yeah.
Really?
Look, someone's idea of a small might not be someone's idea of a small somewhere else. So I got to try stuff on. I don't know,
You
if I
can't
can-
hold that shit up to you, a shirt, and go like, is this?
They're cut different. We're not crazy. You're the weird one. That's why some of your shirts are
Yeah.
super tight and some of your shirts are baggy as hell.
Mostly baggy.
This is fine.
It's a little tight.
It's been washed too many times. How are you supposed to tell? Yeah, what if it gets, washed one too many times? And then, it's like, what you wasted fucking 10 minutes in the dressing room. I don't know, guys. It doesn't.
You don't like to check yourself out?
I do it at home.
But they got special mirrors that make you look better.
No, I buy and I just hope. And if it doesn't work out, I just return it. That's all. That's it. And then if I find something I like, I buy 10 of them. And that's it.
Well, it sounds like you'll never be a professional golfer with that attitude.
Let me tell you, I will be a professional golfer. Okay? I will be. And it's not that kind of... my clothes aren't what's going to make me a professional golfer.
You got to be a man of the people.
I am a man of the... a man of the persons. I was about to say the people. I am a man of the people. I'll try shit on, I guess, if I was going to try to fit in with common people. But I really don't do it in real life, so it would seem fake to me. Speaking of clothes, I guess Brenton was just telling me that everybody, all the people that listen to the show are interested in these shoes that I have, these Air Jordans. Mm-hmm. The Air Jordan Uglies is what I call them.
The ugliest shoes ever made.
The newspaper shoes.
Yes, the newspaper shoes that we mentioned last week on the show. I think we even showed a picture of what they look like. They are not good-looking shoes at all. And so I should have fucking brought them in, but I forgot. We're packing stuff right now, so everything's all over the place. But they are a size 11, and we decided let's just give these fucking things away. We have to give them. If people want them, and obviously they do, right? I guess you've been getting requests.
Definitely.
Okay.
And can I say this is probably the most generous thing you've ever done?
What?
Giving away a free pair of shoes. It's probably the most genuine, kind thing that's ever come from your heart.
I agree.
I don't.
And I really respect you, and I think it's wonderful.
First of all,
you looked at these shoes that you paid $0 for. You said, I will never wear these because these are uglier than sin. Let me pass this burden along to some poor bastard that thinks they look cool.
No, I'm telling you, I don't like them. I was very upfront and honest. I said, if these would make somebody else happy, have at them.
Let's rob Court of $700 and let's take these shoes.
Again, I'm not going to go back to that. This fucking guy has gotten more free shit in his entire life.
He does get a lot of free stuff, so he shouldn't be complaining.
He works for it.
He's telling me, on the way to the fucking golf thing, right? Mm-hmm. He's telling me, hey, right? Maybe we can, maybe I can get a couple free clubs from Callaway with your guy.
And those clubs are expensive.
No shit, they are. Meanwhile, his girl's coming to the show on Sunday from Puma Golf, Cobra. So he's got his hands in all these pots, every single one of them. There's not a free thing that guy wouldn't fucking take.
Court hasn't carried money in his wallet since 2002.
Exactly. He's got a Diners Club card.
Yeah.
Okay? And the one behind it's a Discovery. So I don't want to hear about feel bad fucking for Court McCowan. Guy flies private jets.
Well, it's because he keeps winning money off of poor suckers that think they
He'll
can
ask
golf
you
with
questions like, hey, have you seen Jim Irsay's new plane? It's like, no. Have you? Yeah. This is what, yeah. Here. And this is what it looks like on the inside as he shows me that. So, I mean, like, have I seen Jim Irsay's plane? No. Because I'm not a fucking Irsay or a cult. What are you talking about? Gonna feel bad for this guy. And you know what? By the way, you didn't see him offering up his fucking size, 10 and a half or whatever the hell he fucking wears. I'm the guy giving out the shoes. So here's what we're gonna do. Whoever signs up the most people on our Patreon page is gonna get these fucking shoes. We're gonna get something out of this, okay? Now it's not gonna be $600 or whatever fucking whatever we were gonna get that night at the Comedy Zone in North Carolina, but we need a little help on that Patreon page. So
trying to get Emma and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Let's keep focused on the prize. The prize is 10,000 subscribers. Emma starts an OnlyFans.
That's on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's documented proof of her
if you can
agreeing
get us
to it.
10,000 subscribers on YouTube and or another 10 Patreon members. Is that a good number?
That's
a good
such
nut.
a
It's a
difference.
big difference, right? One's like over.
Get me 10,000, which is like years of
9,500.
work, and then get me 10 guys off the street that'll give $5.
Can you tell that I am not social media savvy? Because I think I just did pull like the Austin Powers. Dr. Evo was like $1 million. I don't know. What's good, dude? You tell me. You're the social media guy.
I think, well, the goal
What's
was
a goal?
10,000 Patreon subscribers. Emma starts an OnlyFans. So get us 100 people.
100 people. And those Jordans are yours.
What about 2,000 and Aaron starts an OnlyFans?
Aaron, are you in?
No.
Aaron.
I'm a
Come on.
father.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Emma
we'll give
is
you a
someone's
cut.
daughter.
Yeah, fathers and housewives are making more than anybody on
Anyone.
OnlyFans.
I don't know but what would you show, Aaron? What would be your thing? Like, what would, I mean, do you have like pretty feet or something like that? Or nice,
I have decent feet.
I imagine he has pretty gorgeous feet.
well, I mean, you never know what people are looking at. So
Aaron doesn't walk, he glides.
Okay.
It's true.
So Aaron will open up an OnlyFans page dedicated to the gorgeousness of his feet, of his digits. So these are the things to look forward to. But we need a little something from you, okay? Need those subscribers. So whoever can get the job done gets those size 11. It's beautiful. I'll do whatever you want. I'll sign them for you. Or I don't want to touch them, but I'll sign. We'll get you a nice care package along.
I'll send you a bottle of wine.
But Brent will get a nice, expensive. Lucas will catch a snake down in Austin next time
Got
he's
it.
down there for you. Whatever you need.
Send it to you dead or alive, whatever you want.
No problem. And you name the kind of snake you want, what color you want. Maybe your kids want it or something like that. Speaking of kids, dude. Father's Day weekend, again, magical, San Diego. So I'm there all day, Friday, Saturday by myself with Court, doing the thing in the condo, playing golf, doing shows. Sunday, my wife wakes up and drives my oldest son to sleepaway camp for a week. So for this past couple days now, he has been at sleepaway camp. And here's the deal with sleepaway camp. You drop him off at the YMCA parking lot. There are buses there, and they get on those buses, and they say goodbye to you. There's no cell phones. There's no phone calls. There's no technology. There's no, don't bring an iPad. Don't bring a thing. We are outside. We are archering. We are hiking. We are doing this. We are doing that. No news is good news. We'll see you back here
Your problem
Saturday
now.
at noon in the
that's
parking lot.
your vacation.
So, I mean, look, I'm still doing my other thing with my other son, but she dropped him off. And I thought, she's like, oh, I'm dropping him off at 9, and then I'm going to head down to San Diego with Jonah, my younger son. I go, great. Because Jonah and I ended up, Kessler got me 2 tickets for Sunday as well. So I was like, great, I'm going to bring Jonah to the U.S. Open. So I'm expecting like them to get down there around 11:30. 9 o'clock comes. I go, hey, I say goodbye to my son right before he gets on the bus. I call my wife at 9:30. I go, how's the traffic? She goes, oh, I'm still here. I go, what do you mean? She goes, oh, there's people crying in the parking lot. I go, what do you mean? She goes, mothers falling down crying.
Oh, God.
Fathers. She took a picture of a dad, dude. This dad had his hands up against the bus. just staring at his kid, right? Tears. Now, granted, it is Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
So there's emotional attachment with that. But, I mean, it's like...
But you were quarantined with your kid for over a year.
Yes,
you were
and
not
this isn't
separate
like,
from
we're
that.
not sending them to
War.
a concentration camp.
It's like they're coming back from war.
Or going to war. They're going to a sleepaway camp that you paid money for. My wife packed him, right? I mean, he has enough shit that he could lose, because she will lose half the shit, and he would still not even know because he's still got all the shit that he still needs. Like, she packed him almost like a lose bag. Like, you can lose all this shit because then the other bag has the other stuff you need. Mm-hmm. It's great. So there's nothing wrong. But she was literally, she goes, I'm not leaving till all these buses are gone. And I go, what are you going to do? Let them go. Get on the road, please. Tears, crying, everything. Then finally she gets on the road. Gets down to San Diego, grab Jonah, we eat a little bit of lunch, we head on over to the U.S. Open around 2 o'clock. Kind of late, but it doesn't matter because we got free tickets and that parking pass, which, by the way, didn't work for Sunday, but I just dizzy bitched it. I just went past everyone just waving. People were like trying to stop me. I'm like, it's too late. I'm already past you. Goodbye. Where are you gonna? By the time you get up to the spots, that's when the stoner guys are just kind of like, with the things waving you in. They're not going to fucking say anything. You're going to hand them a pass from 1955. They don't give a fuck. So we're in, boom, front door again, Illuminati pass, all the way through. We walk in, all of a sudden, Rory McIlroy's teeing off on 10. We go, bam, we watch him tee off. We start to head out, we're following them down. We watch Louis Oosthuizen, we watching, who was he playing with? That Canadian kid, whatever, Mackenzie something Hughes. Then we catch up, we find these guys that were fans of mine over at 15, and we kind of stand there, we're talking to them for a little bit, and then the big group starts to roll up, right? Brooks Koepka comes in, boom, 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 and we're watching them, and Jonah's like, oh my God, because he's just a sports fan, but he's never been to anything like this. But this was kind of cool. It's almost like a music festival. Have you guys ever been to a live golf tournament?
Yes.
They have that vibe of like, wander around.
You can get a little drunk.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're with your kid and you got to drive back.
I was 8 when I went, but I'm sure it was
so you get drunk faster.
Fun drunk.
But I went with Court on Saturday, and it's like having a designated driver, so I'm walking around too. So it was great. But
how was the show that night?
They were fine. They were really fun.
I'm saying for you.
Oh, I'm always great. I mean, I was good.
Okay.
Real good. Trust me.
Not
they
sloppy?
were very happy. Not sloppy at all.
You were kicking them back all day,
I came
day
back.
drunk?
I took a little bit of half-hour, 45-minute power nap. Threw myself into God's ocean, right? And then took a shower, and then I'm out the door. Don't fuck with me, Biddlecombe.
Okay.
But, so now we're walking around. We're at the spot on 15. We're watching these guys. And then all of a sudden, we could bounce between 14 fairway and 15 tee box. And we're kind of catching action on both sides. So we're seeing the big groups come in. And then we watch. I go, all right, here's the plan, buddy. Let's watch John Rahm tee off, right? And then we'll let him go up, and then we'll watch Bryson come in, and then we'll watch, Rory's over there, and then we're doing that, right? And all of a sudden, we hear John Rahm birdied 15, so we're like, oh, wow, okay. So we'll go up there. So we watch Bryson tee off, which was amazing. Dustin Johnson tees off. We start to follow down. Now we're on 17 green, and John Rahm rolls in that putt on 17 to go up to tie for the lead, -5. So we follow him up to the 18th tee. And we watch him tee off. He stripes one down the middle. Now Jonah and I go down. We're in the middle of the fairway. We're right there watching John Rahm. And I can't tell. I go, Jonah, is he going for it? He goes, I don't know. I can't tell. He's got an iron in his hand. So he hits this iron into the bunker off the green. So we walk down, and now the green is pretty packed now. So I go, this is the moment where I'm like, I have to, like, it's either me or him that's going to see. And either he's going to get super bored, or so I throw him on my shoulders, right? So I can see a little bit through this guy's shoulder, the green, and John Rahm pitches it out of the bunker about 20 feet onto the green for a birdie putt, which would put him in first place. So Jonah's on my shoulders. John Rahm's lining up the putt. I'm like, hey, Jonah, how does it look? Does it look hard? And he goes, Dad, it's 50-50. And the people around me start to laugh. And he goes, 50-50. And I go, really? He goes, and he's on my shoulders. He goes, ooh, because then John Rahm puts the ball down. And then he goes, oh, I didn't realize how downhill. And he goes, 60-40, 60-40. No, I go, okay, all right. So Rom lines the putt up, hits the ball, ball's rolling. You hear the oh, and then when it dropped in, dude, it was like the earth was shaking under my feet, and he was jumping up and down on my shoulders. It was magical.
Great for your back.
Great. I didn't feel my back. I don't care if my back snapped in half in that moment. It would have been worth it all. It was like. I mean, it was like pitching a perfect game. It was like we walked in, we saw everything you would want to see, and then we saw literally the winner. Because I go, all right, this is. We didn't know at the time, so I said, I have the show. It's now like 4:40. So I'm like, we gotta go. And he was like, all right, yeah, no problem. So we watched John Rahm sign his scorecard, hug Phil Mickelson, hug his dad. We're right there when that shit happens. And then we just walked right to the parking lot, got in our car. We were back at the condo in 20 minutes to literally watch Louis Oosthuizen come down 18 and not get it. And so we were there to watch the winner of the U.S. Open. And he was sitting on my shoulders the entire time. And I couldn't even imagine a better situation. I really couldn't, because when we got home, everyone, like, we were all in a great mood. My wife just spent the day, by herself, so she was in a great mood. And it was like we ate dinner, took a shower, I went to the show, slept over that night, woke up the next day, drove back, and I was like, oh, I'm like, if this is like, it's like saying goodbye to California in a weird sense of like, because we're leaving the West Coast. It's like there was a beautiful way to say goodbye to La Jolla for right now. Not goodbye, but for right now.
I mean, you'll be back next year.
Yeah, I'll be back next year for sure. But it was like one of those weekends where you're like, man, I couldn't have fucking put this thing together any better.
But there were no holes in one?
No holes in one.
Damn.
No holes in one.
So you're saying the course was as hard as Court said it would be?
The par threes were. Mm-hmm. All of them. Again, Court and I did pick the winner, John Rahm. We both did. He did again. We were pretty close with a lot of our guys.
He's legitimately, like, it's got to be 9 out of 10. He's incredible.
Yeah, Court.
Anyone who's not listening to this and not putting all their money on whatever he says is an idiot at this point.
And the opposite of our football.
He's picked the winner in literally every tournament we've ever talked to him about.
Well, I mean, look, there are guys at the top that are competing against each other, and there's various reasons why they're good. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying John Rahm was everyone's favorite, my favorite, his favorite, and that's great. But yeah, the other guys, the ancillary guys, the guys like Scotty Scheffler that I thought would do well, and Court picked out Louis Oosthuizen. Those guys, that's great.
And who was competing for first place on the last hole?
Louis Oosthuizen, right?
Come on.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm again taking nothing away.
Sounds like you're taking something away.
I'm not.
There's a little bit of jealousy. There's a slight bit of.
We both won money in daily fantasy.
Awesome. That's all that matters.
I won money with two guys not making the cut.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
It just means the field was terrible.
No, that means my 4 guys that I picked.
No, I mean the field that you played against on DraftKings was terrible.
Well, it's a hard course, dude.
Yeah.
David Bland, Richard Bland was a guy that was in first place until Saturday morning. When we were there on Saturday, he teed off on 1. He was the leader. Oh, speak of fucking the devil. This has got to be Court. Is it?
Should we pick up?
Oh, boy. Hello?
Hello.
Court?
Go for it.
Court, can you hear me?
Yo.
Hi, buddy. We were just talking about you. Brenton was singing your praises about how amazing you are at picking winners on the PGA Tour. And I said it's not as hard as it really looks. I mean, we both picked John Rahm, but he was.
I think I picked John Rahm. I think you.
No, I picked John Rahm
jumped
too.
on the bandwagon.
He has very selective memory.
No, we can go back and play the tape. It was recorded. So
I think we all picked John Rahm.
No, I picked John Rahm for
sure. In
sure.
hindsight, we all picked him.
We all are John Rahm, but he was saying Louis Oosthuizen, and you mentioned his name.
When you say like your 2 favorites are the guys who finished 1 and 2, that's pretty impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I only won $15 in draft.
Yeah, me too. With 2 guys missing the cut.
I'm telling you got to do the 50-50s. You'll clean up.
I told him about our great weekend. I just recapped mine and Jonah's Sunday. The one thing I haven't gotten to yet, and I was about to, because the fans are anxious to know who won our big matchup on Thursday at Brookside Golf Course.
We all know.
What do you mean we all know?
Go ahead, Court. We all know, but go ahead, Court.
Well, why don't we? I'll do it the way I want to do it. Okay.
Yeah, well, of course, it's your podcast.
Yeah, I know it is my podcast, but I'm looking at Brenton because he is trying to figure. He wants you to talk about you beating me. But
Court, what did you spend the money on? That's what we want to know.
Okay, again, there was no money exchanged. Let me start from the beginning. When I showed up on Thursday, okay, I had a good. I'm confident. I'm saying to myself, I know what I want to do. I know my warm up routine. I know everything I want. As I pull into the parking lot, now. The parking lot is the Rose Bowl parking lot, but the golfers park in this one specific area. And there's just one parking spot that I particularly park in every single fucking time I'm there. It's not my parking spot, but I park there every time. I get there at the same time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I park in that spot. It's off to the side. It's behind a fucking thing. Nobody knows it's there. I pull in on fucking Thursday. Who's in my fucking parking spot? Court McCown.
So he's already in your head.
Already in my fucking head. I
Nice.
said to myself, what the fuck is this guy doing? I get over to the starter shack. I pay. I see Court. I go, hey, you parked in my spot. He goes, sorry, I'm on East Coast time. I was up early. I'm like, you motherfucker. We do warm-ups. He's on one end of the range. I'm on the other. He tries to call me down to his. He goes, there's a slot opened up over here. I go, I'm good down here. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the first tee. We got over to the first tee, and we were actually paired off as partners for the interior group that this group of guys plays. We have partners, and we play for money.
How did that go?
So Court and I were actually partners as well, which was
No, we were not partners.
We were not? Oh, I thought we were, but we weren't
No.
actually. Oh, all right, whatever.
That's
It
what I'm
doesn't
talking
matter.
about, Court. He
At one point, I
remembers what
thought
he
we
wants to
were.
remember.
At one point, I thought we were, but we weren't. But the point is this: we teed off on one. I made a bogey. Court didn't have a good first hole. He made a triple bogey, which is completely unlike him. Completely unlike him. And so, two things ran through my mind at that point. I said to myself, one, the first thing that ran through my mind is he's fucking with me right now. He's completely fucking with me. I'm like, and that almost threw me off more than anything else. I go, he's completely fucking with me right now. I've never seen Court make a triple bogey ever in my life, but this is on purpose because he's gonna fuck with me. And number two is I'm gonna win this thing. That was the scariest thing I said. I'm gonna fucking win this thing. That was like the other. After I was like, all right.
After the first hole, Steve is up by 6.
Technically,
After the first hole,
because I'm getting
Steve
4
is
strokes,
up by 6.
and I beat him by 2 on the first hole. Right. So the front 9 continues on. The next hole he makes a birdie. The next hole he makes a par, and now he's back to even with me. Right. He's gotten 2 back. He basically beat me the next 2 holes by a stroke. Then we get to a par 3, which was I completely fucked up. I pulled my tee shot to the right behind these trees. Really difficult shot. Court's on the bottom of the green. I chip over the trees, but I ended up catching one, and I landed right next to the green. I then chip up onto the green, and I'm about 25 feet for bogey, and I buried the 25-foot
Nice.
bogey putt. Court ended up, again, doing something I see him do very rarely. He 3-putted from the bottom of the green to tie me for the hole. So at that point, I go, that was big because he could have buried me right there. And then from there on out, we played even. So when we turned after 9 holes, I shot a 39 and he shot a 39. And at this point, I'm saying to myself, "Fuck, I got this." And then, okay, go ahead.
At this point, you stood on the 10th.
Wait.
After the 10th green.
I was going to get to
ahead.
that. So we're on the 10th. So we're on the 10th tee, and we both hit our shots, and we're both on the green in 2. We have birdie putts. He misses his, I miss mine, but just by barely. And I tapped it in, and I turned to him, and I go, I can't wait, because we decided we're going to have lunch is what we were going to do. We'll buy, and the lunch there is expensive. So I go, we're going to do lunch. So I turned to him, and I go, I'm going to get the ribs. After I had made that putt on 10, I go, I'm going to get the ribs. I'm going to get 2 sides if I feel like it, and maybe 2 lemonades because they're $5 a piece. And then immediately I said that to him, and I thought to myself, I shouldn't have fucking said that out loud. I go, I should have said that out loud.
You just poked Jordan in the back.
So So he goes, "You shouldn't have said that." I said, "I know I shouldn't have said that." And then I don't remember what we did on 12, but it started to go downhill. I started getting a little bit of the snaps after that, so I made a couple bogeys. So now I now have 4 holes. I have 8 holes to play and 4 strokes to do it in. Okay, I got to beat him by 4 strokes with these next 8 holes. But next couple holes, I keep giving away 1 stroke, 1 stroke, 1 stroke. Now we get to the point where we are basically tied again, and we're on a par 5, and I make a birdie, and he makes a par, a remarkable par, because he was again. He misplayed the hole, and he was down below in 4, and he pitched up to like a 1.5 foot for par. So I go, great. I made a birdie. So now I'm up by 1. The 16th hole, we play even. Oh, right, no. Did we play even on 16? No, I went
Yep.
OB, right?
No, yeah, you went, and I hit the 9-iron over the green.
Oh, yes. We
I hit a
played that
9-iron,
even, yes.
167 yards.
Court went over the
So
green.
God
Yes.
was trying to let him win.
Yes, I said, I
Trying.
just
was
have
playing
to land
I
the
was playing
plane.
like shit.
Yeah, he flew the green in the back, and the pin was he was fucked. And so I'm saying to myself, I just have to play this thing to tie. That's all I have to do. A tie is a win, because I'm thinking of it. It's like this is like USA hockey in the '80s.
We go to
in the '80s, like remember a
Go to
couple weeks
17.
before when
Go ahead
they
and say
played
it.
the Russians and they got beat by the
At
Russians.
Madison Square Garden.
But they knew.
Everybody.
They go, we can do this. Remember when the Giants got beat by the fucking Patriots the last week before the playoffs? But then they go, I go, I can do this. I've done it up to
So-
this point. I got 2
yeah,
holes
yeah.
left. We get to 17. It's a par
you got
3.
you're one up. You're one up. We go to 17, a par 3. You're one up.
Yep. I tee
2
off.
holes to play.
I tee off. Boom. Pull another iron into the ravine. Right. I got to drop down there. I'm dropping. I'm hitting 3. Court puts one onto the back left edge of the green, about 35 feet away. I now chip on. Pretty decent chip, up to about 15 feet. I make my bogey putt. Wow, big time. Now, even if Court just 2 putts, we're even. I just got to play even on 18. Court steps up and fucking buries the 35-foot birdie putt to go up 1. He hit
What
that
winners
putt,
do, Steve.
and I literally just was like, motherfucker, all of this work down the fucking drain. Remember that scene in Rounders when Malkovich is just like, when he knows he gets beat, and he's just like, motherfucker, and he just starts throwing the tape. You fucking fuck me. That's what I felt inside. I didn't get emotional. I didn't go crazy because I knew I still had 1 hole to play. But in my heart, I was like, fuck me. We get to 18, 2 decent tee shots. We're both on the he gets on the green, I'm off to the side, and I almost chipped in for birdie, which would have, maybe done something, but we both made par, and Court beat me by 5 strokes. We agreed upon 4 strokes, so technically Court beat me by 1 stroke. And he had a voiceover thing to do, and he fucking left right after, so I didn't have to give him lessons.
I played like shit. I played like shit and beat you by 1.
Yeah,
Let's just be
but I will
clear.
say that, I will say this, and I did not play well towards the back end of the last 4 holes, and you only beat me by 1.
Out of your mind.
No.
You
Did I
had
go
a
OB
couple
on
of
16 and
you had a
17?
couple of bad ones.
16 and 17 are pretty tough
What's
holes
that?
to have. I'm not. Look, again, you won. But you know, and I know, and I told you this, and we had an argument in the fucking condo, and I will not let it die. You know that you came into that fucking match thinking you were going to whoop my ass. Am I right? You thought you were going to beat me by at least... No, dude, you barely survived. And had I beaten you or even tied you, don't you think that would have been the news that resonated across the entire comedy community?
Bogey. I started out with a triple bogey and shot even par going in.
And I started out with a bogey. And I
playing horrible.
It doesn't matter. Well, that's your problem.
Horrible.
Your problem is you played horrible.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Now let's ask this. What happened on Friday?
Friday we played golf at a course that neither of us have ever played before, and I was drinking, so I don't really think about Friday. It's a brand new course, so that has nothing to do with what happened on the
Friday. We played Friday. How many did I win by on Friday?
I don't remember. I don't even know what happened on Friday.
I don't
I
think
remember the
Steve
match
can
that we
count that
agreed to
high.
on Thursday. That's the one I want to talk about. That's the one that I wanted to recount. That's the one the fans are most interested in. They don't give a fuck. I talked about Friday. I said that we played golf, we had fun, we had a slow lunch, and then we watched an old man get naked in a hot tub. That's what happened on Friday.
Yeah.
So, Court, did you enjoy your ribs?
No, he had a lunch on me. What'd you have? You had a nice little fucking lunch there, didn't you, sir? You did.
Oh, I did. I had a very nice turkey sandwich.
Yeah, delicious turkey sandwich with French
See,
fries.
Court's an athlete.
And the next day I bought him in
You're
and
talking
out
about
on
eating
Saturday.
ribs. You think Tom Brady's eating ribs? No. Him and Court take care of their bodies, and they win. When they have to sink 35-foot putts, they do it.
Dude, look.
You've got Jonah fucking up your back.
I'm not saying it was a great putt.
You're letting parking spots get in your head.
No, that was a
You
a
gotta
fucking
tighten
Bush
up.
move,
You
dude.
have to tighten up.
Bush move, McCown, coming in and parking in my spot. You know that's where I park. You don't even have an electric car.
I have a hybrid.
It doesn't matter. The guy leaves the fucking extension cord out so I can charge my car while I play golf. He leaves it
Just
out
so
for
we're
me.
clear,
Are you sure he leaves it out for you and you're not just stealing their electricity?
I parked there completely on purpose.
Of course he did.
Just so I would get that response.
Of course you did. Fucking prick, dude. Well, again, here's the deal. Here's the good news. Let's take away some good news from all this. We are now competitors. For all these years, we have just been friends who play golf together, but now we can truly compete. Am I right, Court? Is this not going to make our relationship much stronger and better? Hello? Are you? What do you think? I mean, what? This is fun now, dude. Remember when you used to have to drag me along when I would say like, "Hey, I'm doing," hey, you would have to be like, "Hey, do you want to come play golf with me and Jesper and in a nice course?"
Yeah, and
you were like, "Oh shit, my friend's going to embarrass us." Now I'm like, "Hey, who wants to fucking throw down some cash?" Right?
I would have thrown down cash. If I put $1,000 out there, you just wouldn't take it.
We never said $1,000.
He did. We were all here for that. He said, "I'll put $1,000 down right
buddy.
now."
He
No.
said, "Let's go $1,000."
He did not say $1,000.
Aaron, did he say $1,000 last week?
He said double digits or
did.
10,000. He did. Aaron, he did not say $1,000.
Lucas, did you hear $1,000?
I think I heard 1,000.
I heard 1,000.
I mean, look, if you want to play for $1,000 next time we play another match, I will play you for $1,000.
Now, Court, his schedule is fully booked for the next 3 years, but after
not
that, we'll
booked
play
for
for
3
$1,000.
It's booked till the day after you tear your Achilles. When do you want to do this? Whenever you want to, after you tear your fucking forearm muscle or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you fucking your hand gets blown off on 4th of July and then we play on the 5th. Okay? That's the I'm not. It's not about the. It's about the fact that I almost beat you. Okay, came a cunt hair away, and you didn't expect that, and nobody expected that. I expected that. Me and Kevin, our teacher, instructor, we expected it. So, look, congratulations.
You expected to win?
I expected to win. Yes, I did, and I was disappointed at it.
How did that turn out?
The same way the Islanders game turned out the other night. It was an 8-0 loss. I was very disappointed at the end, but you know what? At least I was much closer than the fucking Islanders.
That's true.
Listen, buddy, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for a great weekend, dude. It was so much fun, and
I had so much fun. I had so much fun on the weekend, and let me say this, all kidding aside.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Steve Renazzi should get the award for the most improved golfer over the last year. That I will give you.
That's
the
high
most
praise.
improved golfer over the last year.
I appreciate it, but we don't
But
even have to
again-
judge that. But that's okay. I appreciate it, though.
But-
That's like It is a little bit.
Don't be
Okay, the
humble
most
now after all of
improved
that.
golfer.
He
I'm just
gave you what you
I-
wanted.
no,
and
I
now you're-
appreciate it.
Well, we can't really measure that. No, take the compliment.
I would like you to name golfers that I'm better than. That would make me feel better. Like
I
actual
will
names.
say
I
that
think you're better than this person. This person.
Steve got up and down and made some pars that he never would have made in the past. And he should, and the old Steve would have lost by 15.
Mm-hmm.
The new Steve only lost by 5.
One, you
The
fucking
old
moron.
Steve lost by
One. Why do you
What?
keep saying 5? One. Do you understand how handicaps
okay,
work?
you
shot a
41
75. I
just-
shot an 80. There was a 4.4 stroke handicap difference, so you beat me by 1 stroke. Had you not made that putt, and had we just both parred out, you do realize I would have beaten you, right? I don't want to hear like, oh, you would have shot a 78 and I shot a 75. I would have said, go fuck yourself. I just beat you by a
bogey
fucking.
the first hole, and a couple of those lip outs would
Oh
have gone
my
in.
God! It goes
You
back
would
to the
have
first
been-
hole.
Again,
Cut him off, Aaron.
Also playing,
Cut him off, Aaron.
also playing, also playing with 4-year-old clubs and not even the putter that I normally use. So yeah,
Wow.
you did good.
Wah, wah. Can you hear me?
I turned you off, Steve.
You turned me off. You motherfucker, Aaron. Listen, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. I got to get out of here. That's the only reason I'm cutting you off.
Good. Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Court McCowan, ladies and gentlemen. What's the odds champion golfer of the year? And it sucks. I almost had him. But you see, it always goes back to it was this hole, that hole. I didn't have this fucking club. There's always an excuse. And had I actually won, do you know the litany of fucking excuses we would have heard about? Please.
Yeah.
You're
You're getting close. The day's coming.
That's the point.
Not yet, but
That's the point. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees it. So it's like the light at the end of the tunnel is bright. Speaking of that, I've got to go to the doctor. I have an appointment. I'm sorry I have to leave. These two knuckleheads are going to finish it up. We're going to talk. Well, they're going to talk about the Suns game last night, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, it sounded like Court was the Devin Booker and you were the Paul George of this last weekend.
I mean,
You almost got it.
I almost got it. But then again,
Not quite.
And it
just hit
it is,
one of those.
It's a great comparison because Paul George missed 2 clutch free throws.
He just needed to hit
And I went
one.
I went into the fucking hazard 2 of the last 3 holes. Motherfucker! I love you guys.
Now you're going to the doctor to get your physical.
Look, next Wednesday is going to be a thing where we're going to do it, but I don't know if it's going to be here or via Zoom because, again, I'm moving, so things are up in the air. I love all of you. I will see you guys next week or talk to you next week. And back to you fucking fools. Goodbye.
I think I broke my mic.
Here, take mine. I'll take Steve C.
Yeah, come over here. What a transition, guys.
No, there we go. I fixed it. Aaron, I fixed
Shit,
it.
Aaron.
All right. See you, Steve.
Bye. See you later.
Fucking, I hate golf.
Yeah, I do.
Fucking hate golf. What a stupid sport.
You don't like golf either, right, Aaron?
I would never watch it on TV, but I'll play it for fun.
Yeah. See, I even hate that people play it. I think it's such a waste of space. The amount of land that golf takes up and the amount of resources.
Carlin did a bit on it, you know.
Yeah. I think LA even has special rules for golf courses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only played twice. Once when I was working at the Putt Putt in Michigan. I was managing.
And you worked there for a long time.
Like 3 years. I was a manager of a glow-in-the-dark Putt Putt. And
how old were you when you were doing that, too? You were just a teenager.
19. And the owner was a golf pro at the country club in Waterford, Michigan. And he took me, and I used his clubs. And on the second hole, I floored the club into the ground before the tee, and the driver head snapped off and went farther than the ball. And he was like, oh, that's just a $2,000 club. So I never played with him again. And then I played Travis Brown, who's going to be a groomsman at my wedding. He had a bunch of people play, and I got to play with like the guys who had never played before, and it was just a mess.
You didn't break any drivers?
Didn't break anything. I was very careful to not break because I was renting that time, so I would have owed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, and you worked at the Putt Putt for 3 years.
Yes.
How's your putt putt game?
I bet I could take Steve at a putt putt.
Well, you got a putt-putt in the ATC
green,
lobby right here.
Yeah, on a green, probably not. But like a putt-putt course with shit in the way, I know how to play those things.
Do you think we could design a putt-putt course in the ATC lobby to record like a 6, 9, 10-hole matchup between the two of you?
Yeah, probably.
Make our own little windmill?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we were talking last week about Cole Beasley. He's not going to fuck over the Bills, is he?
I mean, here's the thing. I think they made a really good move getting Emmanuel Sanders because that's a guy who has a ton of talent and potential, and he was kind of just buried in New Orleans for a season, so people kind of forgot. Like, he was the guy in San Francisco, and then he goes to New Orleans, and you had Drew Brees, who played half the season but couldn't throw the ball 10 yards. You had all the drama with Michael Thomas, who was the clear-cut number one. And then you bring in Taysom Hill, who also doesn't throw the ball. He was running it, dumping it to Kamara. So he was kind of forgotten there. So we got a really good deal on him. And, we pick him up, get rid of John Brown, much better contract than Brown's. And he's basically the same skill set, but with better hands.
So take Sanders in fantasy?
I think if you don't get Diggs, he is a good guy to get as if you're getting a 4th or a 5th receiver and he's there in the 9th, 10th round, he's a great get because they're going to throw the ball a lot and he's going to be open. Now, if Beasley leaves, if he decides to retire, they have Gabriel Davis, they have Sanders, they have Diggs. I'm not worried. I think it's a sad distraction, and now it's a thing that's being talked about by the whole league. And it definitely disrupts the locker room, but I don't think it truly affects them. If he plays, they're going to be great. If he doesn't play, someone else is going to step up. They have a lot of depth.
I put $50, by the way, on the Washington football team to win the Super Bowl. 40-1 odds.
That's not bad.
I'm a big fan of Fitzy.
Yeah.
And I think that division sucks.
Dallas will be better. The Giants will be okay. Eagles, it's a toss-up. I don't know if it... I mean, Jalen Hurts came in and looked great, but now you have tape on him.
Well, and also Washington was the only team that really gave the Bucs a run for their money in the playoffs.
That defense is deadly.
Yeah.
And if they had literally, I mean, they had, the undrafted rookie playing in the playoff.
Yeah, what
game.
was his name even? Heineke?
Heineke, yeah.
Yeah.
So you put a halfway decent quarterback in, and maybe that game goes different.
Fitzy's going to win a Super Bowl in like his 20th year.
That would be amazing. I wouldn't be mad about that. If the Bills are going to lose, let it be Fitzpatrick. Let him make the Pro Bowl, by the way, so he's Hall of Fame eligible, because he's not unless he gets into the Pro Bowl. And
you have to make one Pro Bowl to get into the Hall of Fame?
You have to make one Pro Bowl to be eligible, or they can't vote you in, which I think is silly. But
yeah.
It also kind of makes sense, because that means you didn't have one great year. You just had a bunch of okay years.
Fitzy needs a 30 for 30, though. He needs a documentary.
Yeah, they'll probably make one. He's played on every team. So think of the lineup of people they could get to talk about him. He's played with literally everybody for 2 decades.
Oh, he'll have a better comedy career than me.
Well,
he's funny. He's legit funny, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Clippers seem done to me. You can't lose like that and come back.
I mean, they did, though. This is the third time. This is the third series they've gone down 0-2.
So you think they can come back?
I think anything's possible. I think the fact that the Suns looked as good as they did for the entire game and it still went down to the end tells you that the Clippers are very much still alive. I think they should be more worried about Kawhi coming back and kind of fucking up the rotations, because certain guys have stepped up and now it seems to be clicking, and Paul George just has to hit one free throw and they probably win that game. So I wouldn't count the Clippers out.
Okay.
I think the Suns have a very good chance of finishing them, but you can't count the Clippers out.
You would give the Clippers a better shot than the Hawks?
Well, the Hawks they're playing game 1 tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still 0-0. I mean, Trae Young's look good. I think we'll see how Milwaukee's defense lines up against that starting 5. It'll be a really good matchup. I think that's also up in the air. It could go either way. But the Suns have won 9 games in a row, and they look pretty good. But again, the Clippers have already faced adversity twice, and they've been missing their best player and still have been very competitive, that if Kawhi comes back and things click, the Clippers could get out of this and probably would win the championship if they do.
Wow. That would really be the sign of the world ending, is the Clippers winning a championship.
After 51 years. And yet another team that left Buffalo and became a champion.
Damn it. That's the norm, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've been chewing nicotine gum. I don't smoke. I've become addicted to nicotine gum.
This guy, and it's because of Simone, right?
Yeah, well, it started with the weekend with Simone. I did a weekend with John Sheezer, too, and he got me hooked on these Zins, which are like little nicotine packets
You
put
could
in
have
your...
just chewed gum.
Yeah, I know, but gum doesn't give you the kick.
But nicotine gum's more expensive, right?
Way more expensive.
So you have this expensive habit that is probably killing you slowly just because.
Yeah, but I keep researching, like, is nicotine by itself that bad?
I have no idea.
Yeah, someone
I don't
tell
even
me
drink
this. 'Cause
coffee.
I've heard that the combo of nicotine and coffee as a writer is great.
Because you're probably super focused. It's like
Exactly.
ADD medication.
Yes. Like, not quite as good, but almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was chewing it earlier in the podcast. And it dries out your mouth, too. It's so stupid. I got to stop doing it. But, like, before sets, because now I just have to bring energy.
Yeah, I see. Because we did a show last week, and you were chewing it the entire time.
Yeah,
in the
we were
green
stuck
room.
in traffic.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half.
But you're going through a piece like every 3 minutes.
Yeah. You're supposed to, like, chew it once or twice and just let it settle. And it gives you, like, a steady stream of buzz. I chew it like it's regular gum. Like, I'm trying to blow bubbles.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Like, seeing how many pieces I can get in my mouth. It's like fruit stripe gum. Remember how quickly that used to lose its taste?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what it is. It's good for 30 seconds, and then I'm done with it.
And I want to talk about this before we end the podcast, because
Yeah.
I want Aaron's input. Aaron, with the whole sticky thing going on in Major League Baseball and them now checking all of these pitchers, is it ruining baseball?
Is this
The fact that they're stopping games to talk to these guys like Scherzer and Cole and checking them, like, they're not handling it well. It's yet another thing that Major League Baseball is not handling well, and they're probably in the long run going to lose fans.
Well, they just shouldn't have done it mid-year. They shouldn't have made this adjustment mid-year. They should let the year play out and do it in the off-season.
That's a good point.
That's what pitchers are upset about. That's why Sergio Romo took his pants off after coming out of a game. I mean, it's certainly going to be. I don't know why the gamesmanship was going on with Girardi and Scherzer, but the Phillies broadcasters, when I was watching the clip, were saying it's only a matter of time when this happens in the ninth inning of a no-hitter, that the opposing manager just goes, well, check him, and stops everything.
And they can do that.
They can do that. They've always been able to do it, really. You're always allowed to say, hey, I think you need to check that pitcher for a substance. But then your pitchers get checked. So now it's a free-for-all.
This is unrelated, but for years they couldn't really only check for corked bats if the bat broke, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have known.
No, yeah, you wouldn't know at all.
Because you would have to break open the bat.
Yeah. Remember Sammy Sosa broke a bat, and then he, like, seemed quick to clean it up?
Yeah.
And then he got nailed?
Yep.
That does seem unfair for pitchers. I would feel singled out, and I get why they make a big theatrical thing about it.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking to Steve, and he's already out of his head because he didn't get his parking spot.
Yeah.
Baseball players are so into their ritual, and now you're telling them 60, 70 games in, you have to change this. I would be upset too. I get it, but they just keep mishandling thing after thing, and they're basically, eliminating the common fan that's tuning in and going, well, this is stupid.
So you loved what Scherzer did the other night?
Yeah. And I love what, I love that players are celebrating more. I love that they're getting more into it. I think, the guys who are stuck with traditional baseball need to be weeded out. Otherwise, you're going to lose everybody. The game is slower than other games, and it's beautiful, but you need more emotion. You need more excitement.
Even the end of that Suns game seemed to take forever. Remember,
they were reviewing everything.
Everything.
And
it used to not be like that.
Yeah, they'll change that rule. The reviewing rule they need to kind of lock up. But, you know, the young players coming into baseball, like Ohtani this last week. Has any player ever had as good of a week as Ohtani?
Who would you rather have, Ohtani or DeGrom?
I mean, at this point, you have to go with Ohtani because he can do everything.
Yeah.
And he's pitching right now. He's got a shutout going into the 4th inning.
Jesus.
So
Do the Angels have any other pitcher?
they don't. They really don't.
Yeah.
But Ohtani, dude, he had the week where he hit a home run every day and then had a win, a 6-inning, 1-run win. And he was facing the Tigers. I don't know if you guys saw, but he made the pitcher balk just because he showed bunt.
So he knows how to fuck with
Yeah,
their
so
head.
he just shows bunt, and this was after he had hit a home run like 2 innings before, and the pitcher almost falls over on the mound. And there was nobody on, so it didn't count, but still, it was like, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, because he knows this pitcher psychology too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's just a freak athlete. It's amazing that we get to watch him.
How soon until he gets to leave the Angels?
Well, what's his contract? Do you know, Aaron?
I think it was 6 years, so he's got 3 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think he goes to the Yankees?
Everybody eventually goes to the
Yeah.
Yankees.
I mean, yeah, they'll
Or the
do
Mets.
deal. He'll be 29 or so by then.
He'll end up in the AL East,
Okay.
Yeah.
whether it be the Yankees, Red Sox, or maybe
Okay.
even the Blue Jays.
And they don't
Down
lie
one.
about their ages over there either, do they?
No.
Okay.
No, not in Japan.
He's not like a Alfonso Soriano, 35, when
No.
he advertised him as 31.
Yeah, no. It's weird. The sticky substance thing, though, like, it's just so bizarre because, like I think I said on this podcast before, like, hitters used to be okay with it. It's like, if it means you're not going to hit me. But I guess in the era of stat tracking, which was all hitter based, now is become pitcher based too, and it's like they're hitting more people now than ever. So
Yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they figure this shit out because it's ruining baseball. Just pick one way or the other and stick to it and be
literally stick to it.
yeah.
During the Sunday night game, though, they had A-Rod had the spider tack in the booth with him.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. It's clearly you got to have something else to make it, because it's like caramel. Like it's not coming off anything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to clearly mix it with something else to dilute it a little bit. But it was funny because I was immediately tweeting like, "Who's A-Rod to talk about cheating in baseball?"
Seriously.
And then he said that himself.
He
goes-
said, "Who am I to talk
He goes,
about
"Yeah,
cheating?"
look, I'm not the best guy to talk about what pitchers are doing." It's like,
Wow,
what
what a funny
all right.
guy.
All right, you're still a lizard and you suck, but you know, at least he's not entirely full of shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he still is, but
Yeah, man. Any other news? You saw that Subway doesn't have real tuna. They
Subway
did
doesn't have real tuna. I'm trying to think.
we talk about ugly shoes, guys. Have you guys heard about the Hitler Pumas?
No, Hitler has Pumas now.
No, these Pumas got pulled. I assumed you guys had heard of this, but so I pulled up a photo. Here it comes. They
Oh, wait, why, because of the mustache on the tongue?
yeah. They have pulled these Pumas.
Oh my God.
I think they look nice.
Yeah, but the toe even looks like his haircut.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still think they look nice.
I mean, you're looking at them from who's looking at you from straight top? They got to be standing on your head to see this angle, but
So someone looked at those shoes and thought, this is Hitler.
This is great.
yeah.
Looks more like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, right? It does
You
have
don't think
more
there's a
of Poe
chance
haircut.
Puma's doing this just to sell those Pumas for higher prices to idiots like our friend Josh Martin?
That's entirely possible.
I mean, that's what I'd do if I was running Puma. Like Volkswagen, wasn't that started by Hitler? And now they're like
Yeah.
#1 car brand in the world.
Mm-hmm.
People still
And people are
drink,
mad about fucking shoes.
People still drink Fanta.
Is that Hitler too?
Coca-Cola created Fanta so they could still sell to the Nazis during World War II.
Did not know that.
It's delicious soda. I'm still gonna drink it. Sorry. 50% German. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I had a Diet Coke earlier, so
Yeah, New York, I think they're getting a new mayor. Did you see that?
The primaries are coming up?
I think they were last night, and
Okay.
I think Yang Gang lost. He conceded. So no universal basic income and whatever the hell else he was pitching. But yeah, the New York Post was mostly covering the Democratic primaries because they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Republican that won too, but it's New York, please.
It was also ranked choice voting, so that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Oh, really?
Where you rank your top choices, yeah.
Oh, they still vote like that, Aaron?
No, that's new.
I would hate that.
That's a new thing.
Isn't that how they're doing the recall with Newsom?
I don't know.
There's 2 questions they ask you. Do you think he should be recalled, and then who should replace him?
If he's recalled. Yeah,
yes.
That's how they did that's how they did it with Gray Davis, too.
Okay.
I said no, Gallagher.
You voted for Gallagher?
I said no, it shouldn't be recalled because it was our fault.
And you voted for Gallagher?
And then I was like, well, I mean, you may as well put in Gallagher. He was a teacher.
The comedian, right? The guy that smashed his watermelon.
Are you talking about Gallagher 1 or Gallagher 2?
Right.
One.
Okay.
So the original.
1 was running. 2 was not.
Actually, I think the original is probably crazier than the knockoff.
Yeah.
I've met the original. The
100%.
knockoff.
Yeah.
That fucking guy would drink tequila at the Comedy Store. And he would, when he'd do a shot, he would keep in his mouth for like 30 seconds. And he said that it would like go through the veins in your mouth and get you drunker. And he said like he purposely got the cheapest shit.
I don't think science would back that.
No. This is a guy that, had half the front row wearing a tarp because he was... But yeah, he would drink the cheapest tequila and it cost $8. A bump up to like Cuervo would be like $9. Patron was like $10 at the time. So this guy was saving $1 or $2 just to drink
for a worse hangover.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Well, I guess the last thing I want to touch on is Aaron Rodgers is still not at Packers camp, and according to Devontae Adams, nobody is talking about it.
He's not a winner. I wouldn't want him. He should have won. He won 1 Super Bowl in his career, and that will save him. But if he hadn't, he would go down as arguably the biggest choker because we saw what happened with the Bucs game.
Yeah.
He's blaming his coach at the end for the field goal, which...
It was a lot of that was on his coach as well. That was him making a very poor decision and didn't manage the game well. And there were some questionable pass interference calls that favored one side and not the other.
But he lost to a guy who's 42 or 43.
He did. I mean, the Packers lost that game. He's not good in the playoffs.
Steve's son will make it to camp before Aaron Rodgers.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, he should be at camp.
But... That it makes me excited. Maybe he'll be traded to Denver, and if that's the case, we don't draft until we'll already know this in our leagues, but that makes me really like the Broncos receivers, who I really liked last year, and that was with the situation they had last year. So
he won't be traded, though, before the season. He'll be traded after the season, I think.
It will be after this season.
But, yeah, that would be fun. Because those Denver receivers, Judy and... I mean,
Sutton's good, man.
Yeah. They've spent high-round picks on that position.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see.
Yeah. You got any plugs? You got a
yes.
show tonight.
Steve and I are doing Supernova Comedy. If you're in Hollywood, in 4.5 hours, we'll be on stage.
Heck yeah. You doing both shows?
I'm on the first one.
Okay.
Steve's on the first one. But there's 2 really good shows. And then I'll be there again on Friday and Sunday. Yeah, so I'm starting to go up a lot in LA.
Beautiful. I'm going to be up in like Calabasas tonight. It's in my Instagram story. I don't know where the hell it's at. And then tomorrow, secret show at Gas Vulcan Room in Austin, and then Sunset Room this weekend. So just message me for tickets. I'll get you in for free.
Message Steve for tickets. He'll get you in for free.
Yeah, it'll be the nicest thing he's ever done for anybody, other than giving away some random shoes that he hates.
His Hitler shoes.
And say look even worse than they do the picture we showed up of them.
Yeah.
He's like, they don't even look this good. They're even shittier. He's giving away those shoes for free. Get us to the most Patreons, and they can be yours. He might even sign them.
Probably won't sign them. I'll have to sign them.
He'll have Brenton sign them for
I'll sign
you.
Steve's name on them.
Yes.
And I'll personalize it.
Yes. And a bottle of wine. So get in on that.
A good bottle of wine. That I will get. I will get somebody
Brenton
very good,
always gets the
based on your preference.
Yes. I got one of the finest red wines a couple months ago from him. It's so nice. I won't open it. It will always stay good, right?
No, you should look that up. There's there's a peak drinking period, and it's usually like a 20-year-ish or so window.
By the way, Brent, I think in the next 10, 20 years, you're going to get your sommelier's license.
No.
I see it in you.
No.
You drink enough wine. You told me how many bottles you have at your house. I've seen
I have
your
a
house.
lot now.
You got your own wine
Me and
chiller.
the FedEx guy are like best friends. He stopped me. I was walking my dog on the street, and I had a delivery coming, and we were like 3 streets away, and he stopped and he goes, "Hey, dude, I got your wine. I'll be over there in like 30 minutes." So he knows.
He knows you have a problem.
We had an obscene amount of wine delivered over the pandemic.
Wow.
Like literally every 5 days we'd get a new case.
And he knows you now.
Yeah.
He knows your problem.
Yeah.
He knows your taste.
Well, he doesn't know that we're not drinking it. We're hoarding it.
Okay.
I mean, we're drinking it, but we're not drinking like, you know.
I mean, I think at some point he should expect to come over for a party that he's not invited to.
Yeah. I mean, he knows where I live.
Yeah,
He
he's
knows
your
the
dealer.
gate code. But all right, guys, that's the podcast. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Tell people about it.
Rate, subscribe, give the thumbs up on YouTube, and we'll see you next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
We don't have the music, Aaron.